The Chicago Bulls have introduced new VP Bryson Graham. I'm going to talk about some of the things we took away from his introductory press conference. What's his philosophy on players? What's his vision for the team? But before we talk about it and break it all down, you already know you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shot Boys podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm bringing you the latest regarding your Chicago Bulls. So if you're tuned in, like what you're listening to, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. The Chicago Bulls just held their introductory press conference to bring in the new guy that's in charge for the Chicago Bulls team in Bryson Graham. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm very impressed, but I'm going to try to keep it even keeled. I ain't even going to lie to y'all, but I did like a lot of things that he said. But prior to Bryson Graham going out there and speaking and letting people know the process and everything, Michael Reinsdorf started off the press conference with an apology to Bulls fans. You want to know what I said? I said, you damn Skippy. We need that apology and get it over here ASAP because we ain't got time to be playing these games. But nonetheless, he talked about Michael Reinsdorf, that is, they don't want to, be a team that takes shortcuts right now. When he evaluated the candidates and more specifically Bryson Graham, he said that he had these traits that stood out in the eyes of Michael Reinsdorf. He said that Bryson Graham was a good communicator, talent evaluator, and even called him elite at doing so, saying that he exhibited great leadership qualities. He was genuine and he was prepared, and that we as Chicago Bulls fans are in for a guy that's going to listen first to those that are around him. So that was very, very good to hear from Michael Reinsdorf. He also talked about the process of bringing in Bryson Graham as well, saying that the Chicago Bulls, before offering him the job, they spoke to a lot of people around the NBA and talked to a lot of people in Michael Reinsdorf's words. And I thought that was good to see. You know what I'm saying? Just don't necessarily go with the norm, because we knew that the Chicago Bulls already had a relationship with guys like Matt Lloyd, but doing your due diligence and then ultimately selecting the person that you felt was best for the Chicago Bulls is, hey, we got to give credit what credit is due. Obviously, we're not going to go out here and cheer and throw up our hands and, celebrate with pom-poms. But early first impressions sometimes are good impressions. And Michael Reinsdorf also included that he has always given his administrations free will for resources. So while we were lacking in some spaces, and we do remember that AK told us that he has the green light to spend money. It's just that the man thought he was the smartest man in the room and didn't want to utilize those resources. But Michael Reinsdorf definitely made it clear that he's not spending big time money for a team that's not competing, and that makes a lot of sense. Now let's talk about the man of the hour, Bryson Graham, man. Well, first impression for me before I talk about anything that he said. First impression, very, very intentional. Those reporters, they threw a couple questions at him. I'm like, oh shit, they trying to catch him up. He was like, nah, I know what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? And he finessed, you know what I'm saying? Like some of those questions to where it did not having a bad effect to Montes Buzelis and some others that were in that room while the press conference was going on. And I would say that he seems like an intelligent guy. And from just hearing some of his story, man, this is a guy that started as an intern cleaning gyms and then worked his way up all the way to the position that he's in now. And he talked about the Chicago Bulls culture. He talked about, even though he grew up in San Antonio being a Spurs fan, he looked at the Chicago Bulls while we were winning those championships that I don't remember, that that effort that Michael Jordan and that Bulls team had at that moment in time is what helped him get through his life, and talked about work ethic and a number of different things. But now on to some of the philosophy questions, just in case some people missed it. Um, First and foremost, he mentioned that he cried that he got the job, and to me, that's transparency. A lot of dudes don't be like, "Man, I cried." He was like, "I cried," and shout out to you, man. You worked your way up until this point. You absolutely should be celebrating with some tears of joy. And when it talked about the culture, my man said he ready to get it out the mud. I was like, "Oh shit, hold on, brother." You ain't never been down there in Atlanta eating them lemon pepper wings, was you, my boy? We know where the lemon pepper wings are at. Stop playing with us. But nonetheless, I'm just joking, y'all. Relax. But he said that he wants to build a culture and he's ready to get it out the mud. He also mentioned some really, really good things, like that he's not afraid to disagree, but he also wants to hear from those around him. And he said this, and I was like, he's totally different from AK. He said, if I'm the smartest man in the room, I failed. Essentially said that. And I was like, you know what? I gotta respect that, because there are a lot of smart Alex out there that think they the smartest in the room, and in the end, they don't know shit. So I gotta give it up to him. And like I said, the first impression was a really, really good impression from Bryson Graham. Man, it's very, very good to see somebody talk with intention, and not just, you know what I'm saying, fumble over his words and give us false hope. He even said that he's not going to mince words. We're a rebuilding team. This is going to take time. Yes, he said that we're not going to be somebody totally, totally different and ready to compete this upcoming season. He said that the ultimate goal is to bring in talent. And he does admit, when it comes to the staff, that he's not starting from ground up, but he's not starting from ground zero. Excuse me. He mentioned that he's not starting from ground zero, but he's going to add to strategy and the personnel space, which a lot of us has been questioning for the last few seasons. We seen the last regime have a problem with personnel and got him out of here. This guy said he wants to add to the personnel space and the strategy space, so he can place good people around him to help him make decisions, because ultimately those are going to come down and fall on his lap when it's all said and done. I also like that throughout his journey, he worked through the video room and was a former player. He said he spent a lot of time like that. So those is pretty much how he's looking at how he's going to formulate the staff. He talked about the current roster. He said it's going to take some time. He laughed at the idea that the Bulls have a ton of second round picks. We all are laughing. I ain't even going to lie to you. He did not state which players are untouchable. He was fair. He was like, I don't want to go out there and, automatically put that on said players. But I also want to say, when you are in this position, you're going to listen to all the calls that come in. And I respect it. When it comes to the cap space, he said he's open to everything. Taking on bad players, bad contracts for additional assets, going to trade for a player or pick up some type of player or whatnot. So I like that openness. And he also admitted that he wants all the pressure. He wants the pressure. He understands that when he walked into this franchise, what we as fans and what his job is required of, because the Bulls, we need to be back relevant, man. And the last thing, when he talked about player personnel, two things, excuse me. When he talked about player personnel, I did mention that he said nobody's untouchable, but I also have to mention that he has an acronym, guys. This is why I was like, hold on, man. I heard an acronym by the HITS principle, and that's, whole different sport. But his philosophy when it comes to players is SLAP. Size, length, athleticism, and physicality. So I think that makes a lot of sense, because they brought up examples of Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dyson Daniels, so on and so forth. And the good thing is that we're getting a guy who, while he was with the Pelicans, he was giving the job of overseeing the draft process. So this is a guy that has familiarity with the draft process, and that's something that we should be happy about, having 2 first-round picks. Lastly, I want to talk about the coaching search before I get into these comments. He said the coaching search has not started yet, but he's looking for somebody that's smart, has character, and care about both sides of the basketball. He said he doesn't want a guy that's just heavily offensively focused or heavily defensively focused. He wants a guy that appreciates both sides of the basketball and that is smart, and he doesn't care about if you won a championship before. He doesn't care if you're old or young. He wants the right guy, and he's ultimately going to make that decision. And Michael Reinsdorf said he ain't getting involved, and I'm happy. I'm happy about that one. So, hey, that's all the things that we have right now. And yeah, man, I think it is what it is, man. For real. I think that it's a lot of good stuff, man. I got my people in the building. Sal, what's the word, brother? How you been? Antigo, what's the word? Lloyd, what's the word? He said, great presser. Michael interrupting didn't help. Look, Michael gonna do Michael stuff. You just gotta shuck him to the side. You know what I'm saying? It's like when 2 chicks walking and one fine and the one, you know what I'm saying, not so fine. You're gonna be like, man, you're gonna turn them, you're gonna have tunnel vision and look at what's fine. That's it. So we're gonna look at what makes more sense in this discussion. And that's my man Bryson. First impression was really, really good, man. I can't even lie, but I still gotta. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come, but I'm not jumping off the porch anytime soon. I did like what he said. I believe he's going to bring something. We gonna see something for sure. Lloyd said that man 4 years older than me, bruh. Bruh. Definitely love this first impression, bro. It was definitely don't it sound good to just listen to somebody talk and they don't beat around the bush? He just kept it a buck. Like, you like, bro, we rebuilding. This gonna take time. This ain't something that we can say that we can turn around and be good in 2026. It's not happening. He would have been lying to our face. Woo in the building. He said he's the vice president, but who's the president of operations? The president of operations last time I looked up was what's that dude name? Damn, I'm having a blank. Paxson. But he's the decision maker is gonna be Bryson Graham. He's the decision maker on everything that happens with the Chicago Bulls. They already said that, and we'll see what happens. Rumor has it the Bulls are narrowing in on a candidate. Nah. Who is that? He said he ain't start no coaching search. Baca. He said he ain't start no coaching search yet. He said there's no list of candidates. There's nobody he has out there on the market. Everything right now is just rumors. We got to take the man for his word. He said he literally just got here. He said I literally just got here, pretty much. For real. Hey, Rose, we got to keep it a buck. I'm glad he didn't beat around the bush on that question either about any untouchables, because if you leave it up to me, I'd be like, I would have assumed Montes Buzelis and Josh Giddey because Josh just got paid. But ultimately, the man, he gonna have to paint his vision. He gonna have to paint his canvas. And if that requires moving off somebody and doing something that's out of the norm, do we have to like it? No. As long as the end result is getting our ass back to being competitors, contenders. We tired of being mid. I'm sorry. For real. And I love Montes Buzelis. I don't think he gonna do that because he spoke of Montes in the presser by saying that, hey, you build that confidence throughout your career and you start, you know what I'm saying, believing that you can do other things in this league. So I think that Montes is on his mind for what's to come for the Chicago Bulls, me personally. Auntie Go, what's the word, baby? How you been? For sure. I'll give him 4 to 5 years to make us contender, said SP. We're going to see what's up. Sal says transparency, something Bulls fans needed. I'm with you on that, bro. Like I said, bro, first impression, really good. Now we just have to build off of that. And I'm not going to go too crazy, but I am excited from what I saw today. It seems like we ran into a guy or selected a guy that at least we can have some type of confidence in. I'm not going to say that, you know what I'm saying, we're going to be contenders now, but I like the honesty. That's one thing that used to get on my damn nerves with AK. He will have Joe Cali grilling him and giving him good examples. Other guys, Drew Stevens, grilling them. And yet AK will be like, I don't think nothing was wrong with Patrick Williams. What? It took not this past, the last offseason. It took him to that offseason to say Patrick Williams hasn't lived up to our expectations. Come on, bruh. And AK always left my man's fiending for himself. Always. So those was one of those things, man, to where it was like, this man, he looked like he gonna be right there in the forefront and speaking for himself and being able to answer some questions when necessary, bro. I think that's what it is. So it's gonna be good, man. Hopefully, we're gonna see what happens. The good thing is that he has good draft coming up with 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and we'll see where the balls fall. Pause. We'll see what a lottery what a lottery falls, man. I think that's gonna be very, very interesting to watch, for sure. For real, for real. Daryl in the building. What's up, big dog? What's the word? Martell, the Jaden Ivey pickup was supposed to help out till he crashed out. Hey, we knew how that ended, bro. We knew how that ended. That was crazy work. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was crazy work right there. Crazy work. Bulls been lying for years. That shit need to stop now. Hey, that's what I'm saying, Rose. And I think that bro came in and he kept it a buck. I feel like he kept it a buck. And now we're gonna be able to, I feel like we're gonna be able to really gauge what he's trying to do. I would imagine that he's gonna be going for, he said he like his guys to have size, length, athleticism, and physicality. And I would imagine that it's gonna be more of that coming. Hopefully in a different light than AK, because I think AK had some type of philosophy. I can't even talk. Philosophy similar to that, but at the end of the day, it comes down to getting the right people. We talking about dogs. Hopefully some dogs about to be birthed over here. We're gonna have some puppies up in this bitch. Hopefully some puppies that get to grow with us. That's gonna talk crazy like some of them boys in Minnesota. Minnesota ain't scared of nobody. For real, for real. Nobody. At the big homie, what's the word? He said, Bobby, I'm excited. Did you catch the Monty Williams reference? Yes. He talked about Monty Williams and how Monty Williams was a mentor to him. And I like that. And oh, yeah, you did mention that. Monty Williams to the Bulls? We'll see. Look at you trying to throw a little nugget out there. For real, for real. Yo, Bobby, what's the word? Bulls got a bright future ahead. For sure, Thanks and Thoughts. What's up, boy? What's the word, Bobito? Hey, boy. Cinco de Mayo was just yesterday. You hear me? Hey, Bryson Tiller Unk got it. He was deliberate and he talking about Bryson Tiller Unk. He was honest with the plan. Stupid Ghetto. He said, from a Pistons fan, do you feel like we fleeced y'all knowing Ivy was already bugging in our locker room, making our media uncomfortable? I wouldn't call it a fleece, and here's why. Why would y'all want Kevin Huerter and not Kobe White or Ayodo Sumu? That would have been the real fleece, my boy. That would have been the real fleece. But I can't say it's a fleece for Kevin Huerter, bro. C-Dub, my co-host, was really not rocking with him. Jaden Ivey, I had a little more hope of wanting to see him, but I wouldn't call it a fleece. See, you agree. Y'all could have had Ayo. It could have been K, Tobias Harris, who I be hating on, but I gotta show love to because he balled out the other night. And then Ayodo Subu dropping 40s. Hey, for sure. Nice job, Bobby. Slap. Stay loving A-tier pods. Hey, man. Appreciate you, brother. You already know you be cooking. So, man, show that love right back, man. For real. Yo, we gonna be dancing next year. Hey, man, just get some young players up in here that's to where we can see gradual growth. Can we see some growth, gradual growth? Like, let's say you draft two players. Can we see them get better as the season go on? You know what I'm saying? Can we see another level of Montes Buzelis? Can we see a little bit more out of Josh Giddey? Because Josh Giddey, to end the season, he was pissing me off. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, Josh, you could just say you got a back injury and chill out, bro. And chill out, bro. Oh yeah, my man's also said he's open to extending offer sheets in restricted free agency. So we'll see how interesting things will get around free agency. They can't pay those dudes. You talking about Detroit? They didn't need to pay them. They trying to go on a run. I'm just saying. You going on a run. For real, for real. Don't worry, Jalen Duren will be a Bull soon. Hey, at the big homie trolling. Hey, Joseph, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. He talking about a big man for Kevin Huerter wouldn't even be a fleece. Y'all funny. I like what he left in New Orleans. Good sign. And what he just left in Atlanta. What he just left in Atlanta was actually good. And Marty Marr, he said I could see him getting Mark Williams. I wouldn't be mad at it, but I will be more of a guy that will want to go after Walker Kessler. Me personally, Walker Kessler will be the guy. And I think you could potentially be able to grab him. The biggest question will be, in my personal opinion, is what is his market like when it comes to pay wise? Because you're a restricted free agent that didn't play last season. Yes, you're still a young guy, but how much money do you realistically want to make? And I think that's something that they'll find out. Obviously, they have more avenues than me. So, yeah. Omari, yo, what up, pimpin'? What's the word, my boy? He said he emphasized two-way players. Hey, Ayo coming home, baby. Hey, look, man. I think the chances of that is very, very slim, but I wouldn't be mad to see my boy back home. But he also did mention that Minnesota gets first dibs when free agency hits. For real. Need a coach, Sam Cassell or New Orleans head coach, got the X and O's of the Bulls. Let's go Bulls. Yeah, man. I think that's very, very important for the coach, bro. Real talk. Yeah, Kessler, both sides of the court. The real Mo God. What up, though? But hey, man, that is it for me. We'll see what happens later today. I know C-Dub got a lot to say, so we might have to pop on. But let us work some things out on the back end, and then we'll see what happens, man. But nonetheless, we got our first impressions from the new guy in charge in Bryson Graham. A lot of good things came out of that interview. If I missed something, go ahead and drop it in the comment box below and let me know what stood out to you. And if you're trying to drop a couple nuggets, like my man's Ant the Big Homie did, and let me see what's to it for sure. Let me see what's to it for sure. I'm with you, Auntie. I know you want your son back. But hey, man, that is it for me. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to catch y'all a little later for sure. Peace.
Cognac.